This is the review of my Blackfin Model XL paddleboard. Here's the bag. It does come with a pump. The bag does have wheels, so I can tote it around and wheel it around without carrying the whole thing. But if I do have to carry it, there are backpacks, straps on the back of it. Here's the backpack straps, and it does have a hip belt, so I can carry it around if I need to. Now the board does come with a carbon fiber shaft with a nylon paddle, a repair kit, I believe it's a 9-inch fin, and a bag to put it on along with this pump. Now to make my paddleboard paddle into a kayak paddle, I just removed the top T-bar and just put on that last extension to make it into a kayak paddle. Now with their new pump, it is a lot nicer to blow up my paddleboard. There's 3 different settings. One for max capacity when you initially start, which is in the #1 position. And then when that gets more difficult, you go to #2, and that's the medium pressure. And then as that gets more difficult, it goes to 3, where it'll get you up to the set of 15 psi, which they recommend that you put it at. Overall, it takes about 10-ish minutes, maybe 11 minutes. And there is a gauge on the top, so when you're inflating it, you know how close you're getting to 15 psi. And to put it in, you just put it this end of the tube into here, and then you just start inflating. Now I do have this little strap to help me carry it, and it does make it a whole lot easier instead of having to grip it, because now I have 2 hands free. A lot easier. So I just pushed off the dock, and I'm on my board, pretty stable. I got a little storage up there, and then I have a little storage back there, and I do have a leash, which is currently not on, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. But here's the paddle, nylon end, so it's pretty durable. I use it to push off stuff. Carbon fiber oar, makes it a little bit lighter. And there's that strap. I usually just keep to the side and just tension up to one of the bungee cords while I'm paddling. But when I'm carrying it, usually attaches there and right there. Now, because of this board is relatively wide, I think it's 34 inches wide and 11 feet 6 inches long, it does take a few strokes to get up to speed. But because of its length, once you get up to speed, it does glide fairly well. Now, because this board is relatively wide, it is actually pretty stable. I do have one other board, and I believe it's 32 inches wide, maybe 30, but it's not as stable as this. This doesn't really feel tippy, and usually when I take my friends out, I usually let them use this board, because most of them are first-time paddlers, and if they use my other board, they're following it all the time and they don't like it. Now, there are several ways to paddle on your stand-up paddle board. The first way is the traditional stand-up paddleboard way of standing up. The next way is kneeling down, which is nice when it's really windy and you're tired of getting pushed around by the wind when you're standing up. The other way is sitting down, which is almost just as quick as kneeling. And when you're just tired of standing up or kneeling, the most fun way and lazy way is laying down. You don't know where you're going, but that's part of the adventure. Now with any paddleboard, the best part about paddleboarding is actually the laying down part. It's pretty comfortable when you can do this on a paddleboard, and you can just relax here and not paddle on your stand-up paddleboard. Now this board does have a fin where you can put different fins on it, but there is a little screw that you have to unscrew here. I've lost 2 already, so I've actually ordered more. But the nice thing is these, I can actually, there's a, on the leash, there's a little pocket that I could stuff these 2 of these in. So if I lose another one, I have 2 more with the board at all times. Now this is how I usually put away my board. With my Blackfin Model XL paddleboard, I've been pretty happy with it. Actually, I've been very happy with it compared to my previous board. Way more stable, faster, way more storage, and it glides way better than my previous board. The only gripe is that it's, when deflated, it is pretty tough to get it back into the bag without actually using another pump to deflate it and take all the air out of it. Other than that, it's been pretty awesome, and I'm glad I got it.